Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Andrew, and I'm a software engineer in downtown Seattle, and I love to make content around different things I'm interested in. Today, we're going to be doing a little Seattle coffee crawl, going to check out Seattle's local coffee scene. And as you probably know, Seattle is massive on its coffee culture. People love coffee around here, and there's a ton of great shops sprinkled all throughout the city. So we're gonna go check out 3 different shops, and I'm gonna do this back to back. So drop a like on this video for me getting extra caffeinated. And with that being said, let's get into it. All right, so we're on our way to the first stop right now. And I just wanna take a moment to say, I hope you're having a great week so far. It's a beautiful day in Seattle, the sun's out, blue sky, and I'm sending good vibes your way. I know for me, I'm really excited to make this video and show some of the cool coffee shops Seattle has to offer and really just live in the present moment. So with that being said, I'll see you at the first stop. All right, so first impressions of Starbucks Reserve is that it is extremely busy. And full disclosure, I have been here before, but I've never seen it this busy. It probably took me about 10 to 15 minutes of waiting in line. I ordered a cup of coffee and it probably took 5 to 10 minutes for it to come out. So pretty long wait. I would consider it very much a tourist trap of Seattle. I think there's a lot of tourists in here, people visiting the area that are coming through and checking it out for the first time. The vibes of this place are pretty good. It's very loud in here. It's hard to hear. So if you're coming here with a friend to talk or whatever, may not be the best place. If you're coming here to do some busy work or some computer work, probably not the best place either, as it's loud and distracting. So unless you have a pair of headphones to kind of zone out the noise, maybe not your best choice. But that being said, it's very popping in here. It's very busy. So if you like a lot of people and loud music and stuff while you sip your coffee, it's great. They also have a bar. They have pizza as well. They have other food options. All right, so I'm gonna review these coffee shops based off of 3 categories: the coffee itself, the vibes, and also the price. So let's start with the coffee here at the Starbucks Reserve. So for me, I got the Nitro Almond Milk Mocha, and it's a nitro cold brew. I'm a big nitro cold brew fan. So the coffee, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. I think the presentation was really strong. The taste is really good. And the calories of this particular drink are not too high. For others, they're much higher. But I am a big nitro cold brew fan, so I got to give it a 5 out of 5. The vibes of the place, I would say, is very loud, so it's hard to do any work. It was also hard to find a table because there's so many people here. So that's going to give it a couple notches down. It's definitely not your focus place. I'll say 3 out of 5 on the vibes. The price, I paid over $15. I paid exactly $15.45 for the coffee and the pastry, which is not cheap. So there's a lot of other places in Seattle that are also not so cheap. So this isn't far off from the average, I'd say. But for the review of the price, I'm gonna say it's 3 out of 5. All right, so with that being said, let's head to the next place. All right, so I'm here at Anchorhead Coffee in downtown Seattle, and this is one of my favorite cafes in all of Seattle, as the coffee is absolutely amazing. And today I decided to get a drink called the Honey Bunches of Cold Brew, and it's a little bit on the sweet side, but it's still absolutely delicious, and I highly recommend it. And this place is immediately noticeably different than the Starbucks Reserve. The music is significantly quieter. The lighting is different. It's a bit darker. There's a lot of people here on their own, just getting some studying done, some busy work, laptop work done. And it is much quieter. And even me, myself, I'm like sitting further away from them so I can talk about this place and not necessarily distract them. So if you are looking for a cafe where you can get some work done and have some good coffee and get a change of environment from your home, I highly recommend this place. All right, so for my review of Anchorhead, the coffee, let's start with the coffee. The coffee is absolutely delicious and it's definitely 5 out of 5. The flavor of the espresso and cold brew is absolutely amazing. So 5 out of 5 on the coffee. As for the vibes, I will say that there's not a lot of seating, so there's a chance you could come here during, peak where there's a lot of people here and maybe not find a place to sit down, so that's definitely going to notch it down. I would say the music is very chill, it's very quiet, and you can easily get some work done. Otherwise, you can even come here with a friend and chat over a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and it shouldn't be too distracting for everyone else. So the vibes are absolutely immaculate. I would say 4 out of 5. The only notch being there's not a lot of places to sit down. It's not a huge cafe. All right, finally, the price. So for this cup of coffee, I paid around $8, which is actually around the same price that I paid at the Starbucks Reserve, with the Reserve being 50 cents more expensive. And I would say that's pretty average for coffee shops in Seattle. It's not insanely expensive, but it's not cheap by any means either. So price, I have to give it a 3 out of 5. All right, so I'm gonna finish this cup of coffee and head to our final destination. I'll see you all there. All right, so we're here at Mr. West Cafe in downtown Seattle on Olive Way, and I got a salted honey and lavender latte, which I have to say is pretty delicious, and the vibes in here are immaculate. There's green plants everywhere, there's plenty of places to sit, and it's kind of a mix between Anchorhead and the Starbucks Reserve in terms of there's actually a lot of places to sit. It's a bit quieter, it's not too loud, but there are people talking around, and it seems like a great place to come to do homework and studying, busy work, laptop work, but also come to hang out with your friends. The menu was very big. They had a lot of options, more than just coffee. They also have food here as well, and tea. So overall, great vibes. I'm also noting the space is very airy. There's a lot of natural light coming in. There's an open floor plan, and there's very much earth tones happening. There's a lot of brown with the green plants, and it's very aesthetically appealing. All right, let's talk about my review of this place, and let's start with the coffee. So the coffee, in my opinion, is very good, but it's not quite as good as the Starbucks Reserve and Anchorhead. I've had better coffee in Seattle. That being said, it's still really good, so I'll give it a solid 4 out of 5. Okay, next let's talk about vibes. The vibes are absolutely immaculate. It's very aesthetically appealing in here. There's plenty of space to sit down and work. There's plenty of space for larger parties too. If you come here and you want to get food with your friends, there's enough noise that you can talk comfortably without disturbing others. And there's enough quietness that you can work undisturbed as well by others that are talking. And there seems to be plenty of space. So if you come here and it's packed, you'll likely still find a place to sit down. So that being said, the vibes are 5 out of 5, and they're better, in my opinion, than the Starbucks Reserve and Anchorhead coffee. Okay, now let's talk about the price. So the coffee I got here at the Mr. West Cafe was $6.62, which is cheaper than both the Starbucks Reserve and Anchorhead coffee. And I would say it's cheaper than the average cup of coffee in Seattle. So because of that, my rating for the price has got to be 5 out of 5 for the Mr. West Cafe. So if you're looking for a cafe that has pretty good coffee, that's not going to break the bank, and is not filled with a bunch of tourists, and is quiet enough that you can do some work, and not busy enough that you can focus, I would highly recommend Mr. West Cafe. All right, I'm gonna finish up this cup of coffee and I'll catch y'all on the other side. All right, so I went to all 3 of those cafes back to back and I'm feeling pretty caffeinated right now. Please don't try this at home. All right, that's gonna be all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed and I appreciate you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.